Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, today we are in Roa George's account and we are going to showcase a little bit of an interesting team that is already known around the community, and honestly I don't remember exactly the name of it, but it's the team created by iAang that basically makes it possible to 1-key Ultra Nightmare without using counterattack, without using unkillable and all the other, usual stuff. This team that we're talking about is the one using Lydia, Turagi, Iron Rago, and other priest Brogni. And for the extender, the usual team is with godseeker Aniri that iAang used, and I've seen YST use as well, but we didn't have godseeker Aniri in this account, so I said okay, might as well use Demytha since we didn't want to change everything else and all the other champions were built. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's have some fun, because honestly Demytha's heals on the A2 are a lot higher than godseeker's, so that might make us survive a little bit more. But maybe the damage isn't as high, and I guess we lose a little bit of damage without having godseeker because Demytha only has the A1. Let me just show you first the presets that I put in there, then we can talk more about the builds and everything else and how we actually made up this team. So the preset that we use, let me just get to it. It's we put priority A1 because obviously you want to use the increased defense, and then A2 to use the decreased attack because you want to have increased defense in order to land the decreased attack. So this is the priority. Doesn't matter about the rounds, guys. On clan boss, rounds don't matter because it's only one single round. When you go into the clan boss, and that's it. That's the same thing when you go in arena, it's only one single round. So this is these are the presets for Iron Rago. Turagi, we locked out the A2 because we don't care about using it. Then he's always gonna naturally use the A3, which is the shield and area protection, plus the reflect and all that stuff, plus the heal on himself, which is huge. Area protection on a 3-turn cooldown, like arguably one of the best in the game. Then obviously he's gonna do the A1 with the decreased attack. This is sort of like the backup decreased attack for Iron Rago. On the priest Brogni, priority A3, then A2, which is this is the skill that's really interesting, that helps us a lot because Brogni actually uses the A2 to extend the shield, not just his one, but the way it goes in this team is that he extends the shields put up by Turagi on his A3. So Turagi puts a shield by 25% of their max HP, and then Brogni comes and extends it with his A2. At the same time, he brings a little bit of HP on A1. Lydia, she does her usual preset. What's really amazing about Lydia is her A2. She brings decreased defense, weaken, and strengthen plus increased speed. So the increased speed part is what makes it available to be a 2-to-1 ratio team. And strengthen obviously the straight up damage mitigation, 25% less damage received. That's why strengthen is huge in there. And Demytha, honestly, I locked the A3 even though it does block damage and maybe some continuous heals, but we do not need them. So the way that we are using Demytha in this one is sort of like a godseeker, because godseeker only has the A1 and the A2 that she actively uses, and then the revive obviously, but at that point the comp fails. So I said okay, let's just lock her A3 because this team runs over 50 turns, and after turn 50 this one's not going to work anymore. We're not going to block the damage. If we get shot and we rely on the block damage, we're going to die. So I locked it and just rely on the A1 for extra damage and A2 for the heals and extension. So let me just show you, because I recorded this run at the beginning, and then we're gonna go ahead show the builds. Let me just prepare it here. So yeah, because this one's it takes a little bit, but we tested it on Void Affinity, which usually should be the lowest or same damage as it will be on Force, which would be like our worst affinity. The reason I'm saying that is because of Brogni's shields that can proc Giant Slayer. On Void Affinity, the clan boss only does one hit. So the rotations I'm showing in this video, it's like we start with the A2s and like whatever rotation we start with, I will have it pinned in the description and I'm gonna have some links to the calculator that I already have prepared here. Let me just stop this for a second. So I already have the the openers or whatever we need on the calculator for Ultra Nightmare, and then this one's for Nightmare and Brutal. obviously for Nightmare Brutal, I think even if you just put it on full auto, it would be an easy 1 key because you only need what, 40 million for Nightmare. But for Nightmare, basically the openers that you would follow, you just follow this straight line. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. Oh wait, that's a bit too big, okay. So you just do A2, 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 A1. You do the whole thing till here, and then you can press auto and you're good to go, and go grab yourself a cup of tea and come back. So I think what I'm going to do is, because we're not going to stay and watch the whole thing, because the whole run takes about I think it takes about what 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that, because it survives a long time. So we're just I'm gonna get myself off the screen. I'm gonna play the whole through from the beginning. I'm gonna let it show the preset on Ultra Nightmare, and then jump through it and come back at the end, and we'll see the damage that it did. So be right back, guys. See you in a bit. And we are back, guys. So look at this damage, 78.1 million damage, which is an easy 1 key Ultra Nightmare. This one usually goes higher, goes to 80 something, 90 million. From what I was told when he usually tested, it's like 85 to 90 million. We just got some bad crits at the end on Toragi and Iron Brago, so it failed. But it hit the 1 key mark that we care. And it's possibly the worst, if not the second worst affinity for us, which is the Void affinity, because like I mentioned earlier, A1s and A2 are only single target AoEs. When you go on affinity, one's a 4 hitter and the other AoE is a double hitter. So that means lots more damage from the Giant Straight procs from Brogni. But look at the damages overall, honestly. Let me move myself out of the way. So even Demytha, that just has like some baby A1s, she did 10.6 million damage. Lydia 11 million damage, Underpriest Brogni 22, Toragi 11, and Iron Brago 22.9, like almost 23 million damage. And like I said, this has so much more potential. Let me just show you let me just quickly find it, because we've done this on stream for that person, and this is the damage that we had, guys. 105, like almost 106 million damage on Spirit, and it wasn't even perfectly tweaked, perfectly min-maxed. I don't think even a Great Hall is max, but we can have a look at that. But look at this is some beautiful damage. Look at this affinity, the difference affinity, 38 million on affinity from Brogni and 22 on off affinity. So you can see that there's quite a little bit of a difference. Like we even had less damage here. I think the builds got even better because the gear was maxed. I think when I did this on stream, the gear wasn't maxed and not everything was glyph, because we just did it a quick team, didn't min-max everything because we want to see does it work or not, and it worked beautifully. So let me just close this and let's go and check the builds, guys. So like I said, I will have this one for Ultra Nightmare and this one for Nightmare. I will have them both linked in the description so you can have easy access to them in case you want to check stuff, in case you want to tweak tweaks things. Like I said, here instead of Godseeker for us, it is Demytha. So you can just put Demytha and just change it, to be the same thing. Okay, let's go through the builds of the champions and see what we actually had. So we're gonna start with Lydia. Lydia we got in a Guardian set. The reason why we got her in the Guardian set is because what does this one do? It absorbs 10% of the damage dealt to ally champions. So this is like an inbuilt ally protection scale, is just on a gear set. This one basically mitigates more and more damage the clan boss does. This type of set is extremely good to use on people that maybe don't do that much damage, but you can make them tanky. That's why I chose to put it on Lydia. That's why, like, most people usually put it on Lydia, because she's not the best damage dealer in here. Maybe you could even choose to put it on Demytha, as she doesn't do crazy damage herself. So that's how the builds. The speed's 269, the good HP and good defense. Like I optimized her to do mostly survivable, because you want her to take some of those hits. So if she's not tanky enough, she can die earlier, and it's the run fails. So I don't really care that I don't have 100% crit rate. I just care that I had her to survive. And the masteries that we went for, we went the office tree, standard clan boss, and then defense tree, because honestly this one's not really gonna go into effect, but the defense part goes into effect. Delay that, the blast proof, and the tough skin. Then under Priest Brogni we have the same masteries, just a little bit different here when it comes to damage side. And we also got blast proof, and we got the what's it called, the rejuvenation for the getting extra heals and bigger shields from himself and from Toragi. Then everything else is roughly the same. Just Giant Slayer here, because his damage that he does from the passive can proc several times from his shield. And obviously fully booked and everything. We got him at 255 speed, 100% crit rate, 2.6k attack, 143 crit damage, and 240 accuracy. This is sort of like a slightly mixed build, like defensive and at the same time to do damage. The main thing you care about Brogni is to do damage. You want Brogni to do as much damage, because the higher, the bigger the damage he does, the higher will be the shield that he extends when we get the AoEs. So that's why maybe, you know, you just build him in a way that it helps your account. We did it like this on this account because this person uses Brogni for Doom Tower as well. So I said, okay, let's do a mix, why not? Then we have Iron Brago. Iron Brago, again, masteries, same thing for damage mitigation. Let me just put myself here in the middle. Okay, so same thing. This one, the offense for the damage, and the defense for damage mitigation. Again, fully booked. That's what you care about. Really amazing thing is Iron Brago's passive. He gives 10% of his defense to everybody else, and that's all of the defense it has after you go into the battle, not just his base. So because he has like 4.5k defense, everybody else is gonna have 450 defense plus, which means, guess what? We're gonna survive more. His speed is 217, 101 crit rate, 236 crit damage, and 279 accuracy, because you want to land his decrease attack. Like nothing too special, just, you know, do as much damage as possible. Demytha, we have her randomly, not by choice, but we have her randomly in a Swift Parry set. We just wanted the stats: 256, 100% crit rate, 155 crit damage, 2.6k attack, and obviously the survivability. Everybody has to have around 2800, 3000 defense, and around at least 35k HP at least to survive. No accuracy, no resist, because we do not care on her. Masteries, almost the same thing, just we changed the support one. Here we went on the steadfast, lay on hands, just basically the healing down the healing route. This one's not gonna help us much, but you know, we had to pick something, so we went this way. Honestly, I went this way in case like he wants to change at a certain point and make like a mythful comp or something like that. He can have the steadfast on her in case it's gonna be lots of void DPS champs. And then the last one, which is the one of the core champions, is Toragi the Frog. He's the only one apart from Lydia that has the specific set that you want to try and get on him, and that is the Stalwart set, which basically mitigates 30% damage taken from AoEs, which is most of the damage you're going to take from the clan boss. See, we don't even have the gear maxed here. Let me see, everything else is maxed. Yeah, yes, yeah, not maxed here. No max here. See, there's not even everything maxed. Having these revenge pieces as well helps us get do more damage, because it has a 5% chance to counterattack. More A1s, more War Master procs. Well, let's get back to Toragi. So Toragi has a stalwart set, and he has 225 speed, 100% crit rate, 127 crit damage. Crit damage you don't want as high, because there's a funky thing that happens with the ally protection, and it's like this: if you get crit, the damage that Toragi gets as an ally protector, it also depends on his crit damage. So the higher his crit damage is, the more damage he takes when he gets crit. Therefore, you want him to have low crit damage, 100% crit rate, obviously, to do a little bit more damage when he crits himself, but lots of HP because he's the ally protector, and you see he has lower defense. This one could be boosted up. Like at the end of the day, you see how your team works. If you try to build this one and you see, okay, this person dies first or that person dies first, just give them more survivability stats. The key to these types of teams are getting everybody to survive till the same point and roughly die at the same point. Obviously, if you get an unlucky crit on somebody that's like wrong affinity, then that doesn't really count, like if it's wrong affinity. But if you have, let's say, I don't know, Demytha randomly dies at turn 65 while everybody's still safe and sound, then that means you might need to give more survivability stats on that person. So yeah, show those stats again. You want accuracy on Toragi because he has the decreased attack on the A1, plus from his passive he can proc poisons. Same thing when you face affinity. This one, if he gets hit 4 times, there's 4 chances of him to place those poisons. On what's it called? On void affinity, he can only place 1. So affinity is better for this one, and obviously spirit is the best. These are his masteries. The offense ones, obviously, for the War Master and the Life Drinker for more damage. And then when the support tree, I chose to go Steadfast for more HP, and then I chose to go Shield Bearer because he puts shields up, and his shields are the ones that are extended by Brogni. I chose to go with this one to give a 5% bigger shield. And then Sworn Smiter, and I wanted to come down not necessarily for the Evil Eye, I want to come down to Sniper and for Master Hexer for a high chance to place that decreased attack on the A1 and a chance to extend it. In case you go against Affinity, you want to have 2 people that, you know, can alternate and do that. Because Toragi is just going to do A3 and A1, I specifically wanted Sniper and Master Hexer on him for that to work. But yeah, guys, this is the team. I hope you enjoyed it. This is really, really insane. This is really amazing. Like, I loved building this one. So, sorry about that, guys. I just got a new puppy and like she was coughing, she's dreaming. But yeah, this is a really, really nice team that I enjoyed doing it. Like, I don't know how to call it. Is it like, I don't know, the Myth Siren, the Myth Frog, the whatever, since we're using Demytha instead godseeker. If you have any idea how we should call it, just leave it in the comments below, and you know, we can ask Devil Jedi to put this team on the website because it's not on his website yet. And you know, we could suggest the name to iAang, because if I'm not mistaken, he's the creator of this team. So shout out to him. I'm not taking any any credit that like, yes, I came out with this team. No, I saw this team, other people made it. I just used Demytha instead of Godseeker because we didn't have that one. But enough of me blabbering, guys. Hope this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed my content, please leave a like and drop me a sub. I'm on the road to get 1K subs on my YouTube channel. And yeah, that will be it for today, guys. Peace. Love you all. Take care. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.